what, 3 years or so now? It's going to be 4. I understand with this new album, you did a whole session and recorded a whole album worth of stuff and then scrapped it all.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. What happened?
Wasn't up to it.
No, wasn't it?
Producer talked the big game. Full fell at the first day.
Drop the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just wasn't. We had that gut feeling it just wasn't good enough. And there's no point putting on an album that you kind of, totally feel it. Because you got to play it and talk about it. So, it's like, what's the point? You need to be like 100% behind it. And, we didn't even listen to it much.
Once, to be honest.
Yeah, it was usually when we do an album, we're like listening to it back and go, oh,
Just working and kind of feeling the rough demos. I went home from LA back to London and then he sent me the rough mixes and I don't know what he did in between, but
yeah, it's just
polished and edited to within an inch of his life.
It was John Feldman, wasn't
it?
Yeah. Was it all kind of? Is it all new material then compared to that session, or did you take things from that? Or?
Yeah, there were a couple of things that were taken from it, but basically things that we had already.
Nothing to do with
nothing that was written in those sessions. It was just stuff that we had, like Next Stop, Atrocity, Atrocity. That was already there, like End of the World, that was written before. It was just redoing them and recording them how they were meant to be.
Yeah. So they actually had a life.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I understand you sort of self-produced it all yourself, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah? How was that? Is that the first time you've done something like that, or?
We still kind of done all our demos whenever we've done stuff when we started off. But yeah, it's the first time we've done an album like that. But it was amazing.
Technically the second record was done the same way. I mean, Eric was more of a sounds guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He really produced the song. It was the first time we officially took full control.
Yeah. Well, the first record.
Yeah.
Free for all.
Yeah. You hinted in sort of interviews and things before that you're going for a darker sound, a bit more gritty era. I think at some point you said you were kind of going back to the sort of a bit of the Start Something era, kind of that kind of sound. What can you tell me about that? I mean,
yeah, it's more just not just sound, but just overall tone and lyrical content. It's just it's the yin to the yang, the Sith to the Jedi.
Why did you settle on calling it The Betrayed?
Just because we've been through so much. It was weird because we had the name like a while ago. We thought, that sounds cool for an album. And then ironically, we kind of went through a lot of, bullshit and crap. And it just kind of seemed to fit more and more.
Seemed very appropriate.
Yeah. Summed it up nicely.
It sounds good to when you say it.
Which songs would you say you're sort of happiest on the album with how they've turned out and why?
All of them.
Yeah, it's as cliche and trite as that is. Yeah.
It is trite.
It's wicked.
We've always been one of those bands where we don't want to do 4 singles and then everything else is filler. There's so many bands like that. Ever since the first record, every song is as important as the next.
Yeah.
It's not like we'll have the album and our favourite songs will be the singles. We just talk about our favourite tracks and.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's meant to be listened. It's an album. It's a whole. It's an album as a whole. It's not meant to be kind of downloaded on iTunes one song at a time, or just on BitTorrent one song at a time. It's just get it all. It's like the first one in the respect of it's got interludes that link all they link the songs and everything goes into each other and stuff like that.
Put a lot of thought and effort into every single bit. How many albums have you bought where the single's wicked and then the rest of it's just crap?
Yeah. It's a whole piece of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what kind of makes longevity in a band really. One of the main things is if you've got an album, it's not just about having 3 or 4 tunes that are singles, and then as long as you got it from start to finish, that's good. That's what.
Yeah, to me, albums have to be I don't want to bother skipping tracks or whatever. It's nice to buy an album and be able to listen to it start to finish, and everything kind of follow a path. It takes you on a kind of journey.
Definitely.
Like a Jilted Generation.
Yeah.
By the Prodigy.
Yeah.
Tell me about the sort of the lyrical content of it. I mean, is there any songs that are sort of most personal to you? I mean, what kind of has influenced the lyrics this time around?
I guess the same thing. Just a lot of personal crap I went through, a lot of stuff with my family, just dealing with like the bullshit and bureaucracy of like the NHS, and when you're trying to like my mother was sick and stuff like that. I just, like I said, just the constant theme of just being fucked over and being betrayed. And I mean, not in a kind of moaning like, oh, woe is me sense, because we're lucky as fuck to be doing what we're doing, but yeah, fuck me, fuck you.
My soldiers march tonight in the city of your dreams.